It's gonna be loud. Sorry. All right. Sounding good over there? Cool.
Good to me. Okay. Welcome back to another Swish Masters. That's a live stream broadcast out here. I know it's game 3. I'm one of your co-hosts, Q Gabriel.
What's up, everyone? I'm your other co-host, Zay, the executive producer. Thank you for tuning in. What's going on, Q?
Hold on, man. So, Zay, let's start with immediate reactions to the game. So, what's your very first reaction to the result of the game?
Shout out to the Bucks, man. Shout out to Giannis. Huge performance, man. Huge games tonight and last game actually. But I expected this. I expected the Bucks to come out and make a difference. So shout out to them. Suns gotta, I guess, get accustomed to the Milwaukee environment.
Surely. Speaking on the environment, you got to switch in the environment. It's based on Giannis' free throw attempts. Compared to the Suns arena to the arena in Milwaukee, man, there's such a difference. So, yeah, home field does matter.
Yeah,
Sure. Had an advantage tonight. So, yeah, shout out to the Bucks. My immediate reaction is like, finally, what I wanted you to do the past couple games, but you know, this is better to show up than not. Shout out to Drew Holiday. Shout out to Chris. Yeah, shout out to the Bucks, but Giannis, man. Big ups to Giannis. So.
Giannis giving us one of those all-time great performances right now, man. I think he's only like the most recent player to do back-to-back 40-point games since LeBron. So he's definitely showing why he's a 2-time MVP. Big-time games. Glad to see it, man. I'm glad to see it becoming a series. It was like looking like, oh man, we're gonna be Phoenix a cruise control ship real quick, but glad to see the adjustments.
Yeah, right. So let's go and get to this new game we got. So for fans, this is a game they call Swish and Dish. Basically, think about it like true or false. Swish is statement. This is false, or you don't agree with the statement. Got it? Swish, you agree. This you don't agree. All right.
Sounds good,
All right,
man.
So you can also comment in the chat box with thoughts about the game, the reactions, and answers to questions you're going to ask. Comments, yes, you agree. Yes, you agree. Yes, you don't agree. All right.
Yeah, so basically, I'll swish if I agree with the point, dish if I disagree or I think I can just like pass on the subject. We got a lot to get into tonight with the Bucks and the Suns. I noticed few things. So I'm sure Q has some interesting points about Coach Bud and the coaching in general, but there are some things I've noticed on the floor. So let us know what y'all think in the comments. If y'all want to participate in the game, y'all want to swish in the comments, leave your thoughts. Feel free to. If you disagree, you're also free to do that. Let us know, and we hope that this becomes a game that y'all really enjoy. So I guess I'll start off. Let me think.
Yeah, am I good now?
Yeah, you're good.
Good.
Sorry if y'all couldn't hear. We'll have some little technical issues, but appreciate y'all for patience.
Yeah. So you did a good job. My fault. So what I was saying, you did a good job. Yeah. So real quick, again, the game is called Swish or Dish. Swish if you agree with the statement. Dish if you don't agree. You guys can play along in the comments on whatever platform you're on. So again, Swish if you agree with the statement. Dish if you disagree. Okay. So yeah. Ready to start?
Let's get into it.
All right then. Swish or Dish? Giannis is your already Finals MVP.
Let's dish. I'm not gonna say that just right away, but he's playing well. He's playing like an MVP. I can't say he's already Finals MVP. What about you? Swish or dish on that one?
Yeah, I'd do the same dish right now. Keep it up.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where he goes.
Yeah,
like I said, crazy games, but I can't say that yet, so I'll dish.
Right. It's amazing games. All right, next statement: Swish or dish? Drew Holiday showed up tonight.
Oh, swish. Drew Holiday played excellent defense on Chris Paul. He still had 19 points and was still getting crazy shots. But Drew Holiday's presence was felt, at least I feel like it was. He came through clutch with 21 points. I saw like in the third quarter, I was super impressed. He just kind of got hot. He made like 3 threes. Was handling the ball well, making plays, making good decisions with the basketball. So it's refreshing. It's good to see. I'm glad to see that he's become, playing his role, being that guy to help Giannis to get easy buckets. So that's my swish. What about you, Q?
Yeah, he definitely showed up tonight. He was able to get himself in the paint and actually finish. That's a plus and that's a change. Notice that they didn't have just crazy numbers either. He didn't have like a 30-point game, but it was enough to help.
Right.
That shows that Giannis really did need some help and how he wasn't really getting it in person.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes that's all you need. You don't need another 30 piece from another guy. You just need that 15 to 20 with, a couple boards, couple assists. And of course, Drew Holiday being a first team all defensive team member, giving you that edge on defense is pretty much all you need to, put on top of Giannis's 40-point game. So shout out to Drew Holiday for stepping up and making the series interesting.
Yeah, shout out to Drew Holiday, 8 for 14, 5 of 10 for 3, 21 points total.
I like Drew. I like him a lot.
Good game, really good game.
Yeah.
All right.
I like Drew a lot.
Yeah. What about this one though? Swish or dish? Chris Middleton showed up.
That's kind of hard to. I'm gonna go with swish.
Okay.
He obviously we know Chris Middleton to be a pretty good number 2, good scorer, getting a lot of good shots, good buckets from 3 and off jump shots, mid-range, everything. But he had 18 points, better than his last game, but not exactly like what we expect from the type of performance that he's given in the past. I think that even though he only had 18, and I say that as if 18 isn't a lot, but 18 points, he may not have been giving you 25 and 6 threes, but I feel like he was more of a presence on offense tonight, even though he didn't score like 20 points. Making plays, making himself, draw attention so that other guys can get shots, so that Giannis can have the flow of the offense and get to the rim. Just kind of making himself a distraction, even though he still impacted the game in other ways. I think he showed up that way. Had a couple of nice defensive plays, some deflections, some steals. So I think he, stepped up to the plate, and I'm sure it's good for him to be back in Milwaukee. What about you, man? Swish your dish on Chris Middleton showing up.
Well, yeah, he contributed. I think I was still expecting a little bit more from him. Jrue Holiday, this was like some of the best we've seen him in this series, so I was happy with what we got from Jrue Holiday. I'm still I'm expecting a little bit more from Chris.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not like he just totally disappeared, but there were moments in the game I was like, come on. Just a little bit more, but they came out with the win. So
yeah. I think we got used to like him stepping up in that last round, giving you like 25 plus points.
Yeah.
And Giannis came back and kind of changed the series up a little bit. So it makes sense. But I think that him contributing and making plays was enough for him tonight. And they still won by 20 points. So shout out to them. Shout out to Chris Middleton.
Definitely. Shout out.
Hopefully he keeps it up. We'll see.
Right. Okay. All right, what about this? The Suns will be able to come back in game 4.
Swish.
Okay.
I think the Suns and Monty Williams are going to make the adjustments. They really, looking at it, didn't have a bad game. I think the momentum just changed a little bit. What the Bucks did well, and it was something I think we pointed out last time we discussed this. Phoenix plays up and down, and I feel like Milwaukee did a better job of like limiting transition. So it was a lot easier for them to get buckets in the half court. They didn't play fast. They just kind of slowed it down and utilized their size. We saw Giannis going down low against Jay Crowder, who I think he should be doing that all game long, because Giannis is basically 7 feet and Jay Crowder is 6'6". So I think that they had the advantage there. They played well. But I do think the Suns have a gem in Chris Paul, a great coach in Monty Williams, and they come back on top, making those adjustments to switch the lineup a little bit. DeAndre Ayton played a good first half. Got to get him more involved in the second half to continue that. And just kind of shrink the floor so Giannis isn't just like banging you guys one-on-one and getting the easy shots on the block. I think they make the adjustment, come back for game 4.
Okay, I'm actually dish on that one. I believe the Bucks can continue the momentum and just get game 4. Again, the environment makes such a difference.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. I think that's one of the reasons Jrue was able to get comfortable.
Right.
And make some shots. So I believe they can keep it going, keep the momentum going. He showed some good adjustments tonight, Coach Budenholzer. So it gave me a little bit of encouragement. And to see them take that punch from the Suns and still come back, right? And have that crazy run in the third to end the third with like 5:34 or something like that left in the third. And to go on that huge run, that showed me something too. So
yeah,
they took the punch from Phoenix and they were able to come back, and that said a lot. I was like, okay.
They showed a lot of toughness tonight.
They did. They showed me a lot tonight.
Coach Budenholzer made some adjustments. I know you You were mad at him, but he
Right.
made
He
some good
actually, yeah, he
adjustments.
made some adjustments. I think a lot of it has to do with rotation. With the rotation
True,
tonight, we saw Bobby Portis get more minutes this time. I
true.
think that's key. Bobby Portis can give you energy off the bench. If anything, he's going to give you some energy, and they needed
Big
that.
time.
You saw with the defense, with offense, he'll give it to you.
Yeah,
So
he
I think
comes
that was a
in and
huge.
shifts the game, man. He comes in
Right,
and he may not give you, a 20-point game off the bench, but he's gonna make
right,
his presence felt as well. He's gonna be yelling. He's gonna be aggressive. He's gonna be hard, tough. Gonna go after boards. He's gonna, make a couple baskets, body you up. So they need that type of physicality, and I think Bobby Portis was huge on him. But that brings me to a point that I want to get to. So I got a question for you, Q. The Bucks bench
okay.
was great tonight. Swish a dish.
It was great.
Was good tonight. How
Oh,
about that?
I don't know about great. I would definitely say no. I was
Or good? Let's say good.
okay. Was it good?
I'm interested to see what you
I'm
say.
gonna say this. It was decent. I'm not gonna say that it was just good. But what was great was the starters for me.
Mm-hmm.
The starters made the difference for the Bucks. Whereas for the Suns, their bench actually gave them, some life. Especially when Cam Johnson went on that run in the third, So that's different from what the Bucks got. Off the bench, they only got 19. Wait. Well, they had some play at the very end. So, but it probably wasn't even that during the crux of the game, the main elements of the game. So, nah, not for me. I dished that one. It was okay. I'm glad I played Bobby Portis. The best thing about it was probably Bobby Portis. Pat Connaughton made some threes too. So
right.
He contributed. But yeah, Brent Forbes didn't really do anything. They don't really play. They don't play like three people, really. Connaughton, Portis, and T.
That's my point.
That's it. But all right, for the Suns, okay, I'll give you that. For the Suns, you had Johnson without Cam, Payne, Craig. Off the injury, he seemed like he had some athleticism. He played some good defense off the bench.
Yeah.
And we saw Frank Kaminsky tonight. I was surprised to see that one.
They're going deep into the rotations. I'll do it later.
See that I was surprised with that one.
Yeah. Shoot, man. This is my thing. I dish, obviously. Milwaukee had basically two guys score off their bench. Pat Connaughton had 8. Bobby Portis had 11. And then they had a late 3 from one of their deeper rotation guys.
The forward, yeah.
I don't think that this going forward is going to be efficient for them. This is my issue. Even though Phoenix's bench didn't score much, they may have outscored them by like 2 points. But you have to look at it and see that Cameron Payne, who's been pretty great off the bench for Phoenix, didn't have a really good game. He only had like 7 points. Cam Johnson had a good game. He's been very consistent. And I expect them to be better in the next game. But Milwaukee doesn't have still that depth is going to be an issue because I don't know if you noticed, but in the first quarter, Giannis was like, he called for a sub with 5 minutes into the game. And guys have to be ready to go. And I don't know if Milwaukee has like that type of depth where they're like, if I can get a good possession, a good quarter from my bench. I don't think they can outlast Phoenix's bench like that. So I think that'll become a factor, especially if CP3 and Devin Booker are on the floor, and Devin Booker doesn't have an off game. That bench is going to be very difficult to. It's going to be very difficult for them to keep up scoring wise. Defensively, also not very favorable for him. But I think that's going to be something that Phoenix takes advantage of. So we'll see.
I'll say this: it depends on who you play, because I know tonight that Phoenix doesn't really have a. Basically, the backup center is basically Frank Kaminsky at this point, because you don't have Dario. So I would say the same thing for Phoenix a little bit, because again, Milwaukee has size, and they showed that tonight. They bully in the paint.
Definitely.
They're able to grab those rebounds. The Suns really switched to mostly a zone defense in the second half.
Yeah,
it was working for somewhat, but again, like they point out in the broadcast, the rebounds are going to be tougher to get. So,
especially with no DeAndre Ayton on the floor, and
exactly
they're trying to play small, and they went big, and we saw Giannis take advantage of that. So,
So I can argue the same thing for Phoenix a little bit. At least the Bucks have, Bobby Portis to come off a bench who's, decent size.
Yeah.
So they might not have the scoring that the Suns have off the bench, but they definitely do have the size. So it's basically what we're gonna be seeing is gonna be really important. Like how what's more important or what works. Is it size or small ball?
We'll see, man. What'd you say?
I said those are two main things for me. Like, are you gonna be getting paint?
Yeah.
Like, what style wins the fight, really?
Yeah. Giannis can only attack the paint so much. So if you're not getting scoring,
you didn't stop him yet. The Suns have not stopped him yet.
Well,
I say keep going.
2 games in, they got back-to-back 40 games. I don't know if Giannis gets another 40-point game, I'll be like, at least this early in the series, I'll be surprised. But if so, it'll be cool to see, like, seeing his greatness. I can't lie. Tonight, there was a point at which I was watching the game, and Giannis was shooting free throws. I was like, he wasn't missing. I was like, okay, so he's figured it out. He was like shooting it quicker. It looked like he had good rotation on his shot. I was like, okay, he looks like he's got it. He's locked in. So I want to see if he continues that. If he's consistent and becomes just like a monster in these finals, because I don't count them out at all. But I still am rolling with Phoenix to win. But I'm curious to see just how like intense and how good Giannis can be in these finals, because he's kind of showing me a different side of him, or at least a side of him that I want to see more often.
He's been good so far.
Definitely.
Now that he can show up on this Phoenix makes some crazy adjustment.
I do think that they're
like,
gonna shrink the floor though.
You have to decide, like, one of the things you don't want to do is let Giannis beat you. It's like you have to choose. Giannis to beat you, or the others to beat you. And I'd rather try to get the others to beat me if I'm Phoenix. Right. Because they're the ones that haven't been able to consistently show up.
Definitely.
But again, Giannis was able to do what he wanted. And even if y'all were trying to stop Giannis, I'm not sure you have the size to do that. That's my thing.
You got to keep him out of the paint.
I won't say stop. You can never stop a player. You can just slow them down.
Right.
It's hard to stop great players. But slow down. Just slow them down. I don't know if you guys have enough.
They're going to have to do some weak side help. Get somebody to help Crowder on the block. Because
they came late on some of those. So I don't know. Giannis is being smarter too. He's not. He's supposed to look pretty.
Yeah. Even when he isn't scoring, he was making plays. Like the first half, he had back-to-back like 5 assists. I was like, man, this dude. Like I don't know. I feel like he's figuring it out. Like for real. I think he's putting the pieces together and realizing how good he can be in these finals as we watch.
Yeah, he is a 2-time MVP for a reason.
Right.
So that's why I was saying they should be favored, just because you have Giannis, in my opinion. Just my
But
opinion.
you also said the key words. If Giannis is in his mind, I'm gonna go get this.
Oh yeah,
He
if
can
he
do
keeps
it.
doing this, we're good.
Yeah.
If he's doing this, we're great. And to show up a little bit, I'm not asking Drew or Chris to get like 30 points a game or anything, or even 25. Just show up. You know, just show up. You proved it tonight that you don't have to have those types of games. If you
Right.
Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, just show up. Just
Definitely, man.
That's it.
Man, I think you just need like a couple games, man. If you don't show up every game, just give me like 2. And then, you rely on Giannis's greatness. But I knew that like going back to Milwaukee, they'll be better. You know what I mean? I didn't know how much better, but they looked pretty good. And like I said, you don't have to like, if you're Chris Middleton, score the ball to make a difference. Sometimes like making good plays, making smart plays is enough to contribute. Like I said, they won by 20. So, but I think he's gonna need to give them a good 20, 22, 24 point game if Giannis gives you like a 30 plus point game at some point, because the Suns are gonna make the adjustment.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So yeah, Sam, I agree with the statement that Coach Mack made. Shout out to Coach Mack. He said the Bucks need to win these 2 home games, and yeah, I agree. They need to.
Yeah.
So you have to win these 2 games, and
you gotta defend your home court.
You gotta stay in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody.
First team to 4. So, I believe the Bucks can show up a couple more times to take the series.
Let me ask you this. I was watching the pregame, and a lot of fans in the Deer District, they were talking about, they were chanting Bucks and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they're gonna build on this momentum and like just go crazy and go 4 straight, or does this series, what's your estimate of the series at this point, like from what you've seen?
I mean, I think that's what I said, I believe. Didn't I say Bucks and 6?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that was my prediction. So, I'm with it. They have to win this couple of games for my prediction to be right. Out of 6 or 7. Has to be 6 or 7 at this point.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We'll see. What went wrong for Devin Booker tonight?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. He didn't.
Real quick, he had 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 for 14 shooting, 1 for 7 from 3. Yeah, what also was uncharacteristic for Phoenix was that they missed some free throws tonight. Normally they should really good from the free throw line.
Yeah,
they missed some free throws tonight, and that was kind of surprising to me. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Devin Booker? What happened?
He got some good coverage on him tonight with Drew Holiday. I remember like the first couple plays of the game. I think Holiday was guarding him on a switch. He tried to use his usual moves. Like he's 6'5", 6'6". He's a taller 2 guard. He has a good handle. He can post up a little bit and give you like a spin to the baseline and get a jump shot over you. But I noticed that when you got a body on you, a guy like Drew Holiday, who's swole, kind of strong, he tried to do that little move where he goes into his chest, spin back off of him. Drew didn't move. I was like, oh, and ended up getting the turnover. I think they did a good job of like really smothering him and forcing him into tough looks. He couldn't really get all the way to the rim. He didn't get many open shots in rhythm. So the Bucks did just a good job of covering him, and also I think he I think he just also had a bad shooting night, honestly. Like, there were a couple times I saw some threes from him, like, okay, he usually makes this, a couple times per game, and he just didn't hit it. So being on the road in Milwaukee and being in that environment definitely helped with Milwaukee's momentum. And I'm sure it's like a difference for him still. Like, you have to think about it. He's still a first-time NBA Finals participant. And being on the road and not for your home crowd is going to be tough. I'm sure those Milwaukee fans were, loud and yelling at him. So not to say that, that's an excuse, but I think that kind of like impacted him, probably just the environment and good defense from the Bucks tonight. I think he also is going to be better next game, better throughout the series.
Yeah, Shaq said great players don't have 2 bad games in a row. And that's certainly true.
Yeah.
I expect Devin Booker to have a big game.
Definitely.
But I still don't see it being enough. I still see Milwaukee they have to get game 4. Otherwise, it'd be a gentleman's sweep, in my opinion. Otherwise, if they don't get tomorrow's game, it's most likely be a gentleman's sweep. So, we'll see. But yeah, I agree. But most of them want for Devin Booker. Just I chopped up to a off shooting night.
Right.
And great defense by the Bucks though.
So yeah, that's cool. I think we see some adjustments though. Monty Williams is a good coach.
They have a good staff over there.
Yeah, definitely a bright spot for me for Phoenix at least. Was Chris Paul was still pretty much in top form. You saw that crossover against Giannis, and then that fade. I was like, he's not playing around. Even though his team didn't play their best tonight, he looked great like he always does. He's locked in, and the team just tonight didn't meet up to expectations, but I think that that's their huge bright spot. You haven't really seen a significant drop off, and I'm pretty sure that he's done it like almost every series. He's gonna go for a big huge game to put them over the top. So I'm looking for a big performance from CP3, and I'm looking for the Suns to re-up and come back stronger.
Yeah, another factor in this game too was the turnovers. Normally the Suns are pretty good with protecting the ball, but tonight they have 14 turnovers.
Yeah.
So that's another factor. I don't really expect them to turn over the ball that much in the next game.
Right.
I don't expect it, but I don't know. That was another thing. It was the free throws that were, I wasn't expecting that from the Suns, and the turnovers. Those two elements kind of, if you look at those two stats, they kind of help explain the game and why they lost. Oh, yeah, rebounds too. Then they got out-rebounded pretty bad.
Definitely.
So,
shoot, man.
That's what I'm saying. The size, bro. Yep. So yeah, I know I got the Bucks in this game. You got the Suns. You rolling with the Suns next game?
I'm gonna go with the Suns. I think they can still win in Milwaukee.
All right.
I think they come back stronger. I'm sticking with it.
What was your prediction again?
I think I said Suns in 6 or 7. I think.
The Bucks got to win this game before you get to your prediction.
True. I mean, I'm not saying they won't. I think they'll do an exchange. Phoenix wins in Milwaukee. Milwaukee wins in Phoenix. Then we'll go from there. That's what I think. I think they're just gonna come out stronger. I mean, we've seen them play pretty huge on the road still in the Western Conference Finals and semis as well. So we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Man. All right, the final thoughts.
Oh, just want to give a shout out to our sponsor for this episode. Shout out to SS96 Straight Stoner. Still got the promo code up. Go use Swish Masters at ss96.net. Get your Stoner merch, t-shirts, hats, cups, everything, man. He has everything. Also got a mixtape coming out, so be on the lookout on producing it. His debut mixtape. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We're gonna have another live broadcast. I think Game 4 is what, Tuesday?
Mm-hmm. Tuesday.
Yeah, I got you. That's the move.
Yeah.
Tuesday, going live again. Thank y'all for participating.
Yep. Be on the lookout for on YouTube and other podcast services for other episodes of the Swish Masters podcast. We talk about some WNBA content. We also talk about some of the NBA awards that went on. So be on the lookout for those videos on YouTube and the podcast episodes on various podcast services. So again, all right, this has been fun. Thank y'all for joining us. Boy Q the Guru.
I'll be your co-host, Zay, the executive producer. And we'll catch you next time. Appreciate you.
All right.